Welcome to this edition of WT Powercast. Hi, I'm Tracy Montefiore, co-founder of WTPowers.com, and it's time for you to start making more money, having more fun, and experiencing more freedom in your home-based business. In each episode, I'll share with you proven tips, tools, and strategies to turbocharge your business so that you can finally experience the successful lifestyle you dream about and deserve. Enjoy this excerpt from a special WT Powers members-only teleclass. And if this is your first time with us, please visit us at WTPowers.com and sign up for our Powerline newsletter for more sizzling hot tips to give your home-based business a jolt.
So first, let's review. What's a three-way call? Well, it's a process whereby you bring a qualified third party who plays the role of expert onto the phone line to answer any and all questions your prospect has so that they may make an informed, intelligent decision about joining your business and your team. All right, are you ready for the 5 deadly mistakes? Okay, I need an agreement from you, and I can imagine you nodding your heads. I'm going to share these with you if you promise to avoid them like the plague, okay? So you got to promise to avoid these 5 deadly mistakes like the plague. All right, you ready? Get your paper ready or your notepad on your typewriter. I prefer taking notes on the typewriter myself. So get ready because you're going to want to write these down. Deadly mistake number 1 for three-way calls is, you ready? Not doing them. Okay? If you're not doing three-way calls, you're making a deadly mistake. Okay? So let's just agree right now, right here, right now, starting tomorrow, if you're not already doing this, you're going to be doing them. And if you're already doing them, perhaps you're going to learn some things here tonight to help you do them even better. Deadly mistake number 2 is not setting them up in advance. Okay, so I talked to you about having a three-way calling network, and that even if you don't have an upline, it doesn't matter. I've been in that place myself. I would never talk to you about something I hadn't already experienced myself. I have been there where I didn't have an upline available to me to do my three-way calls. So you know what I did? I trained my downline to be my three-way calling team. Hey, it was great. And also, so you could use sideline. Maybe you're buddies with somebody else in the company who's not in your money even. You're not making money on them, they're not making money on you, but you like working with them. So you can put a three-way calling network together with those people and reciprocate, do it for each other. I even did it with my husband. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Anyway, we were in separate rooms, and we would make our own calls, and when I needed a three-way, I'd say to my prospect, hang on, I got great question, I want to get that answered for you, I got the best person here to do that, hang on, put it on hold, run in, get Pat. I'd bring him in, and then I'd take him through the process, which I'm going to teach you in a minute about edification, and then turn the call over to him. He would do the same with me. We'd be doing that back and forth all day long. So we used each other. And so, again, you can use your upline, your downline, your sideline. It really doesn't matter. The goal of the three-way call, remember, is simply this, to illustrate that there's team support and that they are not alone. Remember, they want to know, can I do this and will they help me? And that's what you're going to illustrate by doing the three-way calls. It really doesn't even matter the position of the person in the company. And I'm going to show you how you can position them to be the expert no matter what. And that comes from proper edification. Okay, also, deadly mistake number 2 in not setting it up in advance is making sure not only do you have your network in place, your three-way calling network, but you also call ahead of time and make sure that your three-way team knows that you're getting ready to make some prospecting calls and that they are available to help you out. So this takes a little bit of organization with you and your team to decide, when you're going to be making your calls, who's going to be available for three-ways. And you won't always get that person because maybe someone else has got them on a three-way at the moment. That's okay. You can always tell your prospect, hey, your question's really important. I'll call you back in 5-10 minutes with my expert or with my associate, and they'll answer that question for you. You can always let your prospect wait if that happens. Okay, so again, deadly mistake number 2 is to not set up your three-way calling network in advance. Have your team in place. Make sure that they know that you're going to be making your calls and that they are available before you start making your calls. All right, ready for deadly mistake number 3. Deadly mistake number 3 is in not edifying your expert, your upline, your whoever's doing the call for you, or by doing improper edification. Okay, So what is edification? Edification basically is building a person up. And I want you to build them up so much that in your prospect's eyes, they walk on water and glow in the dark. Okay? But it's really important that when you're edifying someone, you say only things that are true. You would never make up things. You would never, embellish. You just want to say only true things. And we can say wonderful, true things about anyone. I don't care if they just started this business tomorrow. I can say tons and tons of good things about that person that is going to build them up in the eyes of my prospect. Okay, and when your prospect asks you a question, and I'm going to go more in detail on this in a minute, but one thing you can say to them is, hey, great question. I want to get the perfect person to answer that for you right now. And that's all you have to say. This is going to be the perfect person to answer that for you. Hang on. And then you click your flash button, and you go over and you get your perfect person, your three-way expert on the line to answer that question. Now, some things that you can say about the person, if they aren't a leader who is above you, if they aren't your upline, maybe they're your downline, maybe they're your sideline, maybe they're someone who started the business the same day you did, you can still say things like, I want to introduce you to Pat. He's heading up the national expansion in our area. Or I want to introduce you to Joe. He's on our leadership team. Or I want to introduce you to Frank. He's been instrumental in my success. Now, would that be true of your downline as well as your upline? Definitely, because what your downline does affects your success. Totally. Sometimes even more than what your upline does. So anything that I'm saying here is absolutely true. Or I might say, let me introduce you to Cindy. She's in line for a top position with our company. Now, all of us are in line for that, right? All of us are working for that. Or you might say, I'd like to introduce you to Joe. He's a key person in our area. Okay, so again, you can give them any kind of a title that you want or any kind of a little explanation that you want. They don't have to be the, executive super-duper diamond platinum guy. They can be just somebody who's just getting started and who is enthusiastic about the business, has a leadership attitude, is attending the trainings, and is competent enough to answer the questions that might be presented to them by a prospect. And that all comes through training.